Hi, this is Jen from Books, Bargains, Blessings, and I'm here to show you what's sold on eBay for September 16th through the 30th, 2018. I am trying to keep up with my videos. I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to put out some fun content, put out some educational content, like saving money, bargain shopping, that kind of thing. So there's going to be a lot of stuff you don't want to miss. So please subscribe, and without any further ado, we will get to what I sold in September. I love bargain shopping. I love clearance shopping. When my husband and I were in Walgreens here recently, I saw a whole bunch of these special limited edition sweet and salty Snickers bars for 62 cents each. And I looked them up on eBay, exactly what I thought. They were selling. So I bought a bunch of the salty sweet, the espresso, and the fiery. I have sold, I think, 4 batches of candy bars so far at $14 each. I paid $36 for all of the candy bars I bought. They were 62 cents each. So I'm not a math person. But anyway, I've more than made my money, and I still have a lot of these candy bars to sell. So if you would like to try them, I even have them in salty and sweet, fiery, and espresso, so that you can get one of each. Then hop over to my eBay store. I will link to it down below the video. Back about 5 years ago, coffee cups were all the rage on Facebook. It was like everybody was selling them. They were selling well. And I bought this one probably for about 59 cents at that time. So I've had this for a very long time. It's a dieting mug. The back says, "We can't go on eating like this." It was made by Kilncraft, made in England. So, it's stoneware. It's anything made in England, coffee cup wise, is usually good quality. And after about 4 to 5 years of sitting on this, I sold it for full price of $25. This was in my grandmother's estate. I have always loved scrap Afghans. I don't have enough scraps to crochet a scrap Afghan, but I look forward to the day that I can. This was obviously from her estate, and I got $10 for it. This was also in my grandmother's estate. This is one of those made by children kind of cookbooks, so there's not real recipes in it, but I've always found that small town stuff typically does well, and I've never heard of Shishmaref, Alaska, or however you say it. And I sold this. It's probably about 16 pages long, and I sold it for $13. This is a spiral cookbook for a town that's about 10 miles from me. My husband works in that town. He knows the person who bought it. I know who the person is who bought it, but unfortunately, I did not have local pickup available on my auctions. So I went through and I added a local pickup to all of my auctions, which was a bit of a nightmare. It took out the calculated shipping. So I had to go back in over 1,000 auctions and add in my calculated shipping. Now, while doing that, I found that there were upgrades that at one point had been free that eBay now charges for. And I'm not sure exactly how much my eBay bill went down because of it, but I wish I would have had this problem before and would have noticed I was paying extra for all this stuff. So anyway, this sold for $15, and I paid probably $1 for it. This is an Alaskan Sea Otter cross-stitch kit. It had everything you need with it. This was something that I had purchased in my big lot off of Craigslist, where I paid $60 for a huge amount of cross-stitch items, and I sold this for $15. I have well more than made my money back on that purchase, and I've barely listed anything. I sold this on best offer for $65. I paid nothing for it. It was a win in a sweepstakes. I enjoy entering contests and sweepstakes, and I do hope to put some videos on this channel about how I do that, and help you become a winner too if that's something you're interested in. This was a huge surprise to me. This was from my grandmother's estate. I was ready to toss it into the garage sale stuff. It is a jacquard woven throw with fringe. The Unicorns in Captivity painting that was done years and years ago. Like, I think this is like a few hundred years old, but the throw obviously was not. It was a high quality throw, and I was able to get $70 out of this. You know, I'm not quite sure what made this so desirable, but some of the jacquard woven throws do sell for quite a bit. So if you see one, definitely look it up on eBay. I sold this for $59. It is a Samsung Gear 360 camcorder. New in box. It's something else that I won in a sweepstakes. And so obviously I just had some time invested. Of course I'll have to pay income tax on it. But other than that, I didn't pay anything for this, and it sold really, really quickly. This is a McKenna Angels 1999 Santa I Can Help Too snowman figurine. I really had no idea when I picked this up if this was worth much of anything or not, but it did come in a box, and, you know, here you can see it's on the bottom. I looked up McKenna Angels. They do sell for around this price range, and so I paid either 25 or 50 or 25 or 50 cents for this, and I sold it for $25. I had this stocking for a very long time. I believe I paid $1 for it. The collie on it made me want to get it. I do not believe it is handmade needlepoint. It's just a stocking. I'd been trying to sell it for a higher price for a long time, but when somebody came in and offered me $10 for it, I was very happy to get it out of here. This is something I've had since 1996. So I've had it for 22 years. My dad gave it to me for Christmas the year of 96. I've had it on eBay for a few years, and because of the emotional attachment, I have had it listed pretty high. I finally decided when somebody was willing to give me $29 for it, I'd take it. I kind of wish I wouldn't have sold it, but I can't keep everything, so I'll just hang on to the memory. Right after I changed all of my listings from to add local pickup, I did not realize that it was not charging for shipping. And I had my CDs that I bought 10 cents each at buy 2, get 3 free. So I sold a batch of these, which I'm not going to show them all. I sold 5 CDs. I got $20. And I ended up having to pay shipping on those 5 CDs. Well, it went to a friend. I'm okay with it. But that's when I realized I had to go back in and add shipping to every one of my listings. And these only cost me 10 cents each. So I did make some money on it, but not much. This is some 2T Tigger Winnie the Pooh denim overalls that are embroidered. They do have the snap closure, which I highlighted in the title. This is something I picked up for 10 cents at the yard sale I told you about, where on the last day, all clothing was 10 cents each. And I sold it almost as soon as I listed it for $15. I'm not even sure at this point where I bought this. I do remember it had a 50-cent price sticker on the bottom of it. If I can find snow globes, also called snow domes, I did not know that until I started researching this, I will pick them up if they're cheap. This one, I believe I paid 50 cents for it, and it sold for, I think, $14. And it's a small little thing too. It's like maybe 3 inches high. It's not much of anything really. But people collect these things, and when I can find them cheap, I'll pick them up and I'll take their money. If you remember from my last video, I had accidentally sent Pound Puppy Eyes to somebody who had ordered a cookbook, and a cookbook to somebody who had ordered Pound Puppy Eyes. Well, the lady who bought the cookbook loves cookbooks. So I told her, because she had to wait so long on this and she was very patient, I told her, I would give her a discount, yada, yada, yada. And in the end, she ended up spending more money from me than if she wouldn't have, if I would have just sent her the correct cookbook. She picked out, I think it was 7 more cookbooks that she wanted. And this is just one of those 7. I won't show them all. This one, I was surprised she wanted it because it is a WVU Tailgator's Cookbook. And she primarily collects Virginia cookbooks. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And I got 7 cookbooks out of here. This is another item out of the big lot that I bought off of Craigslist last year for $60. It is just a pattern, and these are loons. I would not have known that if it had not said that in the where it's talking here about what it is, what the pattern is and such. This was just the pattern. It did come in a plastic bag. As I've mentioned before, I tend to pick up any pattern that's in a plastic bag because they're typically made by smaller designers. They're not going to be the ones that have a lot of money for packaging and marketing. This sold for $15 and it sold full price. My final item to show you in this video is this. It was from a cross-stitch magazine, and here's my tip for you for the day. If you're selling a pattern, if you're selling a cross-stitch magazine, they generally go from about $3 to $5. But I got $13 out of this one, and it too was out of the big cross-stitch haul I bought off of Craigslist. And the reason that I got that much for it is because I found a particular pattern and highlighted it. I sold this as a Santa Claus Christmas stocking cross-stitch pattern, not as, whatever it was, like just cross-stitch magazine, whatever month, whatever year. And because cross-stitch stockings are desirable, people want to make these. I got more for it than if I would have just said, this is, whatever issue it is. So if you, also, if you can put initials on it, use the word personalized or personalized in your listing. And that will definitely make it more desirable. So that's the last of what sold in September. I will try to be back soon with what sold in October. I had the flu in October, so I don't have much that sold that month. And it's getting near to the middle of November, so soon there will be a what sold in November. So be sure and subscribe and not miss anything. That's all for now.